This is Dr. Rosie Kuhn, and this podcast series is called Spiritual Immersion, Taking the Plunge. And the intention of these podcasts is to support and empower you to look at your spiritual journey, your spiritual identification, your relationship with spirit and the spirituality within you, and look at it as what it is, if you will, and notice what your thoughts are, where you're resistant and where you resist and where you balk and where it gets scary. And the intention is to know that that's all natural. That's all makes sense because we've been trained and in a sense domesticated to think differently and see the world through eyes of fear and eyes of rational, logical, linear. And when the world turns out and it's not that, uncertainty shows up in so many different ways. And so these podcasts in this series is to really support and empower you to begin to explore what's all of this about and why is it showing up the way that it does for me, and why does it show up different for somebody else? I mean, that's a big question. We compare. Why does that person have a better life than me? Why do they have more? Why do I have less? Why do I have this and they have that? All that kind of why business and the comparing business is all part of, in a sense, how we've been trained to think like we're different, and it separates us out from other people. They're doing it and having it this way. My way is this way, and it seems to be that I'm lacking something, or my life is lacking, or it's lacking. And these are all the places where we have an opportunity to question our spiritual principles, question reality, and question what it is you really, truly want in your life. And so these podcasts are to support and empower you in all of that. One of the things I've noticed recently, over and over and over again, is that my life seems to be working for me these days. The power of the process is making my life happier. I'm saying my life happier as if I'm not happier, but I'm happier. And I'm learning that happiness is something that I have to learn. Learned happiness is really an intrinsic ability to train yourself to say, oh, I'm not happy. I'm not feeling serenity. I better look at what's missing, as opposed to we think that life without happiness is normal. In a sense, it's normal, but it's not natural. Our life is meant in so many ways to be happy, even though it's difficult. And when we can shift our paradigm to that, then we have a better chance of actually actualizing that. So, for instance, I really believe in heaven on earth. I believe we have the ability to create heaven on earth. I think for most of us, I grew up in the Christian reality and Catholic specifically, where purgatory is this place where you go to suffer out the stuff you haven't suffered out yet. And I think quite often people experience hell on earth and they experience purgatory on earth. And purgatory is partly the word purgation, or to purge. And when we are able to look at life and look at what our thinking is and what we hold on to and we don't want to let go of, if we can purge the stuff that no longer works and purge thoughts and emotions and sensations that do not align with our highest truth, our highest good, that purging can be done here on earth. And so that makes heaven more potential of heaven on earth, and greater potentiality of heaven in the higher realms, if that makes sense. So right now, it seems like a lot of the purging processes that I've been going through in the throes of my transformational process over the last specifically 10 years is kind of waning. That purging process is waning, and good stuff is happening, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun, but it's kind of scary. And in the readings, as you have heard me talk about over and over again, the book Oneness, life feels like it's working for me. Life's working for me. And one of the things it says is when life is working for you, it doesn't not work for anybody, other beings, in a sense that when there's no discretion here. Life is working for you. Life is working for me. Life is working for every being on this planet, every tree, every bug, every deer, every raccoon, every dog, everything, every fish. Life is working for every being. And this is a challenging principle because generally we think it's not that. We think, oh, life's not working for me. I better work harder. Something's wrong. I'm not doing it right. As opposed to going, okay, life is working for me. And if life is working for me, how is it working for me? As opposed to saying, well, life is working for them, but it's not working for me. No, life is working for you. This is a principle. You don't have to agree. But if how you're working with life, how you're being in life isn't working for you, you might want to check out the principles by which you're living, and see if maybe there's a need or a desire to think differently about that. So this particular principle that when life is working for me, it's working for everyone. I mean, we've heard that in many different traditions. If we know that or trust it in a sense, and say, okay, I'm going to practice this. I'm going to live in that knowing, as opposed to live in the knowing that everything is uncertain and it's all scary and I have no control and I'm powerless and hopeless and it's all going to hell in the handbasket. I can look at that too and say, that's the way it is. Life's not working for anybody. We get to choose. We just get to choose. So choosing to see that life is working for me and life is working for you, that's as a principle, then I say, okay, how is it working for me? How is it working for you? And the idea that every circumstance is a growth opportunity, just another effing growth opportunity. We've heard that many times. When our life presents us with opportunities to grow, life's working for us. When life gives us opportunities to experience gratitude or beauty, love, when God gives us an opportunity or Spirit gives us the opportunity to experience joy, these are moments where life is working for us. And when it gets hard and challenging, life is working for us there to say, hey, what's going on here? What are you thinking? What are you being with? What's true for you? And gives us an opportunity to think differently. And sometimes life is working with us and for us in the way of presenting human experiences that we actually came here to experience. So, for instance, right now there are huge fires going on in California and Colorado, different places in the country. And it's just decimating and devastating not only the forests and the animals' homes, but the homes of people in the towns. And that is just creating so many opportunities for growth, right? And surrendering what we have no choice about, surrendering where we have no power, and giving it over, and finding something that makes sense in the uncertainty and the devastation of that reality. And this is also going on with the COVID, with the virus, the pandemic, where there's so much uncertainty about everything. So all of this uncertainty is a huge growth opportunity for every single one of us to go, okay, let me look at this. Not only in terms of what are my principles and what's going to, how can I see this in a way that brings about more serenity and contentment, but what else is there? And I kind of got sidetracked in a sense. I was saying that we came here, many of us, most of us, I suspect, came here to go, oh, I want to have that human experience. I want to know what this is like. I want to know what it is to be truly in the state of humanity, humanness, the states of being that are just quintessential to being human. And that means that we experience loss and devastation and insanity and despair, as well as joy and love and connection and engagement and fun and beauty through these physical bodies. It's all here for us. It's like going to Disneyland. And we're here to go, wow, that was an interesting trip, to feel that level of despondence and death in that experience. Or those of us who have had spiritually transformative experiences and go, wow, how is that possible? I'm just this human physical person, but here's this either near-death experience or a transcendent experience, or seeing spirits or orbs, or bending spoons, or feeling energy, or seeing phenomena, seeing auras, all kinds of things that are possible within this human experience. And so we can look at and distinguish our thinking about that in terms of, no, that doesn't make sense. I don't want to, I don't want to feel that. I want the good stuff. I only want the stuff that serves my me, that I don't feel fear and I don't feel scared, and I know that everything's in control, and I can control everything I need to. And it's like, yep, okay. And keep doing that, because if that's what you want, that's what you're going to focus on until you go, that's not working for me anymore. It's creating too much suffering. So even that experience brings you to the awareness of saying, I don't want that anymore. I don't want that suffering anymore. I don't want that reality anymore. I want to create something different. So that's what life brings to us. That's how life is working for us. And I started out saying it feels like life is working for me right now, because all kinds of good, positive, delightful experiences and a greater level of freedom from fears and sufferings are with me right now. But it's just another level of where life is working for me to teach me and train me to see what's possible because of exercising the muscles of living consciously and aligning myself with my higher principles, my highest truth, my highest knowing. And that's what I want for you guys, is to be more and more conscious of what's happening for you and how life's working for you to bring you to greater degrees of awareness, greater degrees of joy and despair even. Woohoo! And I'm not kidding. Because it's all part of what we're here to experience here in this human beingness. The fulfillment of our humanness, the fulfillment of our human spirit means that we're here to experience all of it. And the more conscious we are of that choice, the more that we can appreciate and value and be grateful for even what feels like the worst of the times. All right, that's it for now. If you'd like to, you can visit my website at theparadigmshifts.com, or you can email me at rosie@theparadigmshifts for more information or comments or anything else. All right, I'm sending you big hugs, and that's Gracie in the background saying hello. All right, bye for now.